Secure access. Welcome, Agent 86, the Charter. Hello, this is Meow Wolf Fan 1, Meow Wolf's first #1 fan. Today we're going to be exploring Meow Wolf lore by taking a look at one of the most, if not the most, rich and varied sources of story from the house, thecharter.org. It makes sense that the Charter's website would contain the most dense collection of narrative clues and details. After all, the secret organization devotes itself to order and structure. Whether you think they're the bad guys of the story, or just an equal, opposite, and necessary force to maintain the balance of space and time, these organizational experts have taken impeccable notes on the story of the House of Eternal Return. Thecharter.org is required reading if you're looking for answers on what really happened at the House of Eternal Return. You can access the Charter's website on Emerson's computer at the landing at the top of the stairs if you're in Santa Fe, but you don't have to. Thecharter.org is a real website that can be accessed anywhere. If you decide to access it from home, you may be met with a login page if you simply type in thecharter.org. Don't panic. Here are a bunch of URLs for specific pages of the Charter website. Typing in anyone should take you to the site with no login prompt, and from there you can click on Dashboard to get to the home page, or just start clicking around at your leisure. Another option is to Google thecharter.org with a character name, like Gene Selig, and click on one of those specific links. Once your computer has cookies, or however the internet works, it'll usually bypass the Charter login page from then on. But clearly I don't actually understand why that happens, so your mileage may vary. So once you're here, you might be looking at this page and thinking, what the heck is this? While the drop-down menus contain more straightforward story information, this landing page is a great spot for someone like me to begin to explain the main points of the Meow Wolf narrative. First off, the Charter. That's the organization that has frozen the House of Eternal Return in space and time in an old disused bowling alley in Santa Fe. At the house, you'll see employees in lab coats. These are Charter agents. The Charter promotes order, opposite the creative chaos that has given the Selig Pastor family and others like them their powers. They're basically bureaucrats who are shady AF. And you are logged in as Agent 86, the agent who we know is in charge of the Selig Pastor case. It makes sense that he or she or it would be logged in on the computer in the house, because it's now property of the Charter. I'm going to skip to the bottom of the page and point out the IM window. I've talked in previous videos about this strange little IM box that does connect you to some authority on Meow Wolf canon. It's very glitchy and loads out of order most of the time, but if you're careful and check back often, you can ask questions and get great answers anytime, anywhere. According to a random message I saw here once, Agent 86 is dead now. Go figure. But hey, like I said, the Charter is a shady bunch, so I'm not surprised. Now, most of the buttons here are just for show. You'll see that clicking most of them simply reloads the page of graphs and charts with some animation. The calendar has nothing on it, the search bar doesn't work, the notifications don't even go anywhere. But don't write this whole page off as technobabble. A lot of it actually makes some sense. First, chaos diffusion by location. This is a list of locations you can visit at the house and the amount of chaos going wild in each one. For instance, the Selig house is the lowest. That's because the Charter has it stabilized and frozen in time. Shantytown is the music venue. Story-wise, it's what it sounds like. A seedy place for transient vagrants of the multiverse. Not as shady as the night market, but that's a whole other video. Fog space refers to the areas of the multiverse outside the house that have spiraled from it, born, it seems, from the family's experiences and dreams. Nikolai, the father of the family, used sound to traverse it, and his son Lex helped pilot him through it from the safety of our dimension. When Lex was lost, he disappeared into the fog space without using Nikolai's helmet or navigation. Portals Bermuda is Lucius's resort, a miniverse of beaches and other vacation destinations that have been stolen from different dimensions in the multiverse via Lucius's psychic powers. Lucius uses Portals Bermuda to generate revenue from his cult followers. Again, it's a whole thing that will need its own video someday. Lastly, the caves are where you can play the bones of the mastodon. This area of fog space is one Nikolai discovered. Mastodon skeletons can be found in the twins' room and the dining room. On his blog, I Hear Music from Outer Space, Nikolai describes his children play roaring at each other like mastodons on one of his outings to record ocean sounds. The ocean sounds are one of Nikolai's primary means of traveling around and bending time and space. You can read more about that on his blog. He explains it a lot better than I just did. The main chart is titled Lucius Hamster Experiment, which refers to a sound experiment that the grandfather Emerson conducted. The family pet hamster, Nimsiku, passed away, and Emerson hypothesized that he could use his knowledge of sonic energy to reconnect the wavelength of the hamster's spirit to its body. This experiment was a success, and Nimsiku was resurrected, but a young Lucius interfered at a crucial moment. This caused him to gain his godlike powers, which at first overwhelmed him and sickened him. He was a shut-in until he became a young adult and learned to control his powers. So even though the hamster was resurrected, Emerson was horrified by what happened to his son and never attempted to use his scientific discoveries again. The anomaly is the main antagonist of the charter, creative chaos. The anomaly seeds humans, and presumably other beings, with creative powers, like the sonic powers Emerson and Nikolai use, or Lucius's psychic abilities. The charter seeks to control these beings, lest time and space be torn asunder. Nikolai and Emerson both study sound and esoteric science. Nikolai has built an interface that he uses to compose sound into directives for everything from multiverse travel and astral projection to levitating buses in the air. Emerson didn't build his transducer, a machine used to travel through the multiverse and bring back the dead occasionally, but it's his now after the passing of his war friend 17, who originally owned it. See what I mean about this homepage? There are few words, but together they sum up every aspect of the Meow Wolf narrative, and you can use them as a roadmap. Recognize some names but not others, then you know what to go look for. Speaking of which, I'll be honest, these little dials? I have no idea what these are. Ghosts are definitely a phenomena the charter would keep tabs on. Allies is self-explanatory, but framers? Silence? I don't know, man. Do these numbers mean anything, or are they just for show? Bloodline refers to the seeded children of the anomaly, but unfortunately these links don't work. Boo. I have no idea what this checklist is or what language or code it's in. Lorem ipsum is the word for generated placeholder text used on website templates and the like, so maybe it doesn't actually mean anything. Or maybe lorem ipsum isn't just random text, it's actually a language that the charter uses, hidden in plain, everyday sight. But probably not, I don't think it's that. Now, the first time I saw this map, I thought it might be future planned Meow Wolf locations because look, it's Texas! But it's not. They've announced new Meow Wolves and they don't line up with this map at all.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Here's what we do have. Mendocino, California. That is where the House of Eternal Return was. That's where the family lived. The charter removed the entire house from California and brought it to Santa Fe, New Mexico after the incident. Up in the Texarkana area of Texas, it lists contained seance. I have not found anything in the house about it, and while Googling for seances in the area turns up a few things, none of them are super noteworthy. You can basically find Google hits for seances at any location, right? But whatever, yay Texas. The other two cities are Ferguson, Missouri, and Knoxville, Tennessee. Why? I don't know. Let's ask the chat, see what happens. Finally, you know the Selig Pastor family are the people at the core of this whole story. Emerson and Jean Selig are the grandparents, and Nikolai Pastor married Piper. I'm not sure why the Pastors have a higher number here, since Jean and Emerson and Piper and Lucius are all Seligs, and Nikolai and the twins are really the only Pastors, but hey, I also have no idea what these numbers are, so who knows. So that's everything on the homepage. Did that leave you with more questions? I think that's the point. You know what's next, right? We go find all the answers to our new questions. That's the Meow Wolf way. Which of these many branching topics should I do a video on next? Leave a comment below and let me know. Be sure to tap the subscribe button and bell icon so you get a notification when we post our next video. Before I log off, I have one addendum to my previous video explaining the character of Gene Selig. One of our Meow Wolf mystery solvers noticed something I missed in Gene's dream journal. The first entry mentions scorpions, which calls up memories of the old bug room that used to be next door to the charter clock room. A later entry, Gene's birthday, uses the phrase cake and cake forever. It just so happens that the room that has replaced the bug room is the cake room. And the mirrors in that room make it appear to be, what else? Cake and cake forever. A nice nod to the old Meow Wolf, and also a pleasing, subtle way to tie in past installations to new ones. That's it for now. More secrets will be revealed next time, here on Meow Wolf Fan 1. Meow Wolf's first, #1 fan. Alright.